Good morning. This morning's video is sort of a compilation of little short video clips and photographs that were taken on our hike last weekend on the Ouachita Trail. You guys had questions about it, thought I'd answer them.
Good boy.
One of the things that we did while we were on the trail was clear both brush and grass and weeds and sticks and big branches that had fallen down on the trail during the summer when we weren't there. A lot of the Ouachita Trail, which is about 220 miles going from Oklahoma all the way to Little Rock, is old logging roads in the Ouachita National Forest. There are mile markers. This is the mile marker 150. The round thing is an official like USGS survey thing, and when the trail passes it, there's a sign. In this case, it said 150 to tell you where you are. The trail is also marked with those blue blazes painted on trees that you saw a little bit ago. Side trails from the Ouachita Trail are blazed with white to let you know, hey, this is a place where you can go, but it's not the regular trail. The one you just saw was to Blocker Creek Falls. Here's where we stopped for lunch. You see me eating my snack and Hey Duke wanting my snack. My friend Sarah, my friend Mitch, my husband Brian's taking this video. That's the first of two bridges we cross on our section of trail. Here's a cardinal flower. I don't know anything about it, but it's pretty. So this is a little short video of us at the trail shelter. There are about a dozen of these shelters along the 220-mile Ouachita Trail. They're just available to anybody who needs them. It's kind of handy if you're hiking overnights because it's a nice place to stay out of the wind, out of the rain if it's bad weather. Right now you're seeing a video of some of the moss that's growing on the path on the way between the shelter and the creek. I just thought it was pretty and wanted to show it to you. Here's the path from the shelter to the creek. Most of the shelters are put near a water source. Hikers don't typically like to carry a whole ton of water with us when we walk because the water's heavy. So if we can, we plan to spend the night, whether it's in a shelter or a tent, near a place that has water, because that way when we get to camp in the afternoon or the evening, even if we're low on water, we can pump and purify water from a natural source like this and use it to cook supper and wash up and be ready for the next day's hike. The Ouachitas are a really, really neat geological feature. They're ancient mountains that were formed when two tectonic plates smashed up against each other. And so you can see from the video that just passed, I didn't talk fast enough, I guess, that those layers of rock are almost vertical from the folding and faulting that happened when that collision between tectonic plates occurred. Here are some really, really pretty tiny, tiny ferns that are growing in some of that rock near the creek. So once we get supper eaten and settled in for the night, it's time to sit still for a little bit. Hey Duke is getting older just like I am, and we are both really grateful to be able to sit still for a while. So what do you eat for supper when you're walking and carrying everything and you don't have running water and electricity and gas to run your stove? There are lots and lots of options. There's everything from just granola bars and water to commercially prepared freeze-dried meals to homemade stuff made out of really lightweight ingredients that we carry in mixed with water purified from the creek. Hey Duke's activity in the evening tends to be things like eating bugs. As you can see here, there were a whole bunch of ants going near where he was sitting, and he had a lovely time munching on the ants. So Sunday morning, we got up, had a good breakfast, hit the trail again. I love the way hiking makes me slow down the way I think and really look at tiny, tiny things. This little lizard dude was like an inch long. I wouldn't have noticed him if I hadn't really been watching. Tons of tiny, tiny, beautiful things on the trail. There are some mushrooms that they almost look like cartoons because they're so perfect. Fall is a great time to see mushrooms in the Ouachita forest. And if you look really closely, you can see things like snakes darting across the trail. Here's the lunch spot where we stopped yesterday. Didn't need lunch right then on the way back on Sunday, but it gave us a chance to sit and rest. This is my husband, and of course you recognize Hey Duke. He's a happy boy. He loves to hike. Yesterday, Sarah and I did a lot of brush trimming along the trail. We also moved a ton of larger trees and branches that had fallen over the trail during storms during the summer. Somehow, uphill hikes on the way out to the truck always feel worse than they did going downhill the day before. Here we go. I think this is Brian and Hey Duke finishing up one of the big hills on the way out. Got to stay hydrated. I have to remember to give Hey Duke water too when we're out on the trail. Sometimes there are breaks in the woods so that you can see the mountains in the distance. It was really overcast Sunday morning, but it's still a pretty view. Here's the group of us. The guy with the beard is our friend Mitch. You recognize me, of course, and you recognize Hey Duke. And there's our friend Sarah as well. So thanks for coming along on our little trail maintenance, backpacking, camping trip last weekend. Please let me know if you have any questions about how we do that and why we do it.